So we start off and no tight end. I mean, they're going to put the tight end in the backfield. So this really just looks like a spread far option. Pistol far, spread right. And when they run this play, there's two things I want to point out. One, I don't think anybody on the planet thinks it's going to end up like a toss. Okay, but then two, this is big time. Josh Myers had a great game, and it's on this podcast. I can't remember the last time we just really had a great Josh Myers, complimentary, the whole why we played. This is a big time game by him, man. He did so well on the run, and the double teams got so much movement. It made such a difference in the football game. And my hat's off to him. This is one of the better games I think I've ever seen him play. So gets out, dominant block, and really springs this thing. That is a tough ass block for a center to make. I showed it twice. Such a big deal. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Same foot, same shoulder strike. SFSS. Okay. The evolution at the tight end position of Tucker Kraft and what he's meant to the offense. This sounds like no big deal, but let's just look at the numbers here and why this is huge. First of all, Sean Ryan's got to make a tough ass block here on the 3 technique. Now, this guy isn't a world beater. This is their backup. Big body. He does a good job, marginal, great job. Great job. Got the guy on the ground. So single block, Sims 89 just has to stalemate the outside linebacker. And we've got this double up to the backer, and we've got a double up to the backer with the left guard, left tackle. Okay. And if that happens under center, we're winning. Same foot, same shoulder. So second step, Tucker Kraft puts his right step in the ground, right foot in the ground. Second step, same foot, same shoulder with your left foot, left shoulder. Knocks this guy to the other side of Zach Tom. Wait, 1, 2. Knocks him all the way over to the other side of Zach Tom. Gets on up to the linebacker and creates this hole. Zach just gets enough to create the hole there. Gets through to the second level. And of course, we always know he's going to fall forward for extra 2 to 3 yards. We go under center play action pass. And they do a good job here of creating bad throwing lanes for the quarterback. But you've got tight end up top with about almost 10 yards of space. And you got Josh Jacobs catching the ball with about 7 yards of space. We got a breakdown on Jacobs, makes one guy miss. He's 10 yards downfield, makes 2 guys miss, runs through the tackle, runs through the 3rd tackle, gets the 4th tackle, finally gets taken down after a 15-yard gain. That's what he's able to do early on. This makes a huge difference for the Green Bay Packers, no question about it. We go under center here. Look at these double teams. If you wanted to put up clinic tape on how to do something the right way, let me show you why this is so great. There's so much movement between the left guard and the center. And this technique that they're showing was really made popular by the Steelers with Le'Veon Bell, where the center would actually almost piggyback up the back of the left guard or right guard on their way up to the second level. And it really helped push through. It allowed that left guard to go full speed 1. But it really helped push through, and it creates this 13's got a real issue. Do I want to shoot this gap, in which case Sean Ryan's supposed to be going to 13 here? Do I want to shoot this gap, or do I have to sit and play over the top? If I play over the top, because of the movement, I'm probably never going to make the play. Well, he decides to hold, and we really don't even have to block him. Sean Ryan's just fighting to not get pushed across instead of worrying about getting to his guy. But they're getting such movement upfield. I mean, he's 5 yards off the ball. Josh Myers moved this. Josh and Jenkins have moved this guy 5 yards off the ball. We got 4 yards on the other backside. And you just have no chance of making plays. This is a good next 15, 20-yard gain by Josh Jacobs. And you're going, that is a legitimate clinic tape by the offensive line, particularly the 4 guys, left guard and right tackle. So we go motion to bring. There's 2 reasons we do this. 1, we want Dobbs singled up, make sure we have the matchup we're looking for. 2, it forces the linebacker to come back in so we can run the quick slant. Something you're not really going to see from this angle, right? This is not, traditionally you're not thinking like, okay, top of the numbers are running a quick slant when we're on the left hash. But they just do a push off, slant, and just a savage move. They catch it, savage, tackled on the 5, double teamed on the 3, and falls forward in for the touchdown. Just dominant, man. Absolute savage play by Romeo Dobbs. We go motion across. This is our ghost motion over the top. And this is our obligatory, at least once a game now. We feel like Christian Washington catches a 35, 40-yard go route. I just like to put him in there. Another great blocking scheme. This, a lot of people ask, like, okay, why are we in pistol under center, like offset? What does it mean? What does it matter? Well, look where Josh Jacobs is. They're going to run this ball. Initially, it starts going to the right. And it puts the nose tackle, who would usually be backside. In other words, if we were in pistol or it was under center and they ran a play to the right, like an outside zone or inside zone to the right, it puts him backside. It gives him a different kind of leverage on the play. Right now, he's play side. And so what that really means is we've got Josh Myers going up to the play side linebacker. They're going to be running like a big slip here with Josh Myers on the 3 technique. Josh is going to turn his chest to the sideline and really not be in a position to make this block. But Jenkins does such a good job, and really it's the leverage portion of this because Josh Jacobs is behind in the B gap. When they run this and they get everybody moving this way, we just have to pin backside because of the RPO look. The linebacker holds on the backside. He's 6 yards deep. And this is again, easy 5-10 yard pickup, even though they don't really block the play side backer. He ends up running into Jenkins. Jenkins does a good job just throwing his body in the way. But it's just because the leverage points change. So schematically, when these defenses were thought up, it was like the back's going to be here, the back's going to be here. Okay, what does all this? What do all these different things mean? Like this play, just go back. I mean, this play is simple to block. If you just look at, okay, how do I block this? Well, I have to book somebody on the backside. Who am I going to book? Okay, well, I brought this motion over the top, so I think that's going to hold my backer on the backside. So I'm just going to cut the defense by having Rashid just block out on the defensive end. Jenkins is going to be running as a play side blocker. This is essentially like a right guard doing a 3 technique, running this guy away from Josh Jacobs. And Josh can really make that cut backside, knowing that backside linebacker is probably going to hold because of the action of the quarterback. And that's what you love about this play, man. It's just this is the new reality. Now you've got to have a running back that can make this cut. But that's just a great 5-yard. That's such an easy 5-yard pickup. All right. Jump off sides, throw the ball up. Old standard Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, now Jordan Love play. Tucker Kraft comes down with the ball. It's going to be a good day. I don't know how many you actually get of those when the guys on the other side jump and they throw the ball up. And, it just probably, 5-6 a year, but it's fantastic. All right. Look at this doubles. So we got 2 great doubles. They're moving off the ball so much. Tucker Kraft misses on the outside defensive end, outside linebacker. This is a dead to rights play, except there's so much movement between the right tackle and the left guard. They've pushed those guys so far that there's a vacated space that Josh Jacobs can enter into. And because of that, this guy literally has to run around Zach Tom while Jacobs just takes off down the middle for another 6-7 yard gain. Fantastic. Look at the splits on the inside here. We're winning pre-snap with the splits. So you got a yard split between the center and both guards. Because of your formation, you have a 6-man box, but really let's call this what it is. If we're just looking at from tackle to tackle, there are four defensive players in the box. And so we're going to push out with Zach Tom. I mean, 19 times out of 19 times he's making that block. And you've got Sean Ryan and Josh Myers double teaming all the way out to Ernest Jr., right? This is such an easy block. I mean, they'll win this play. Josh Myers will be able to widen the hole like 100 out of 100 times. So really, it's just a question of, can Rashid and Elgton Jenkins get any movement on this backside? Can you get any movement? If the answer is yes, you got a big-time play here. This is winning pre-snap. Great scheme by Matt LaFleur. If you showed this to Amon Green, Amon's going to go, "What the hell is going on?" That somebody is going to even run a defense that would make that possible, and it's not like a 3rd and 26, where they don't care. Craziness. All right, I just want to show this play. I mean, good play by Williams here, but it's really just a popular stunt that's been coming up a lot in National Football League. It's always been there, but for whatever reason, I think in the last 4 or 5 weeks, I feel like I've seen this play being made by you pick your tight end strength and you stun away from it. So you got all these guys going to the backside, C, B, A, and then we've got the right defensive end just going right to Jenkins in the guard spot. And then we've got the 13, we've got the linebacker. Really, he's responsible for that play side A. He's going to hold it late. And so Sean Ryan and Zach Tom have to be on the same page here. And Myers, obviously, Myers gets beat bad. So you're never sure is Sean trying to kind of cover for him and hoping that Zach covers for him, because Zach Tom obviously takes good enough footwork that he just stones this guy at the line of scrimmage. But between Sean and Josh Myers, they whiff, and Sean can kind of lean into the next guy. Josh can't. End up making a play on 4th and 1. We got that same look now. Tight. The outside linebacker is actually pointing at Tuck Craft like, hey, he's going to crack me. But look at the action here. So we've got the right guard's going to pull. We've got the tight end showing that he's going to go follow, like this is going to be some sort of counter play. And then you're going to have the center step. And again, Josh Myers does a great job of getting out front. And the backside X is going to all the way around, take the toss, and they're running a reverse off this action. Again, Josh makes the play, getting downfield, really kind of gets in the way of two guys. Fantastic job. Love this route. So you would think they're going to do a little rub here, and Romeo Doubs attacks the hip of the outside receiver, outside DB, and then he ends up just kind of running a nod into the center of the field. You think they're going to run the slant here, but they don't. They run like a pick slant upfield, and then they run out of 5. I can't believe I just did that. Oh, here we go. Got it. This is icing on the cake. Doubs had 3 catches but 2 touchdowns. And he just right here, they're all kind of discombobulated. They had to switch this off. And then they've got Watson coming back not at 5, at about 10. But it's too late. They didn't switch it off in time. Doubs is open, makes a phenomenal play. Icing on the cake kind of stuff. I really am you got to be super impressed with the way this team plays. And you every single week they've demonstrated that they're kind of they punched at their level. They've won the games that they're supposed to win. They've lost the games that they're supposed to have lost. And in the next coming weeks, they're going to have an opportunity to overcome that, particularly with the Vikings. Now, they got to keep pace with this NFC North. I think both teams. Detroit is in trouble. Detroit lost Montgomery. Detroit lost in Lee McNeil. I think they actually lost another player. I can't remember his name. I apologize for that. I know they might get Hutchinson back on the Super Bowl, but let's face facts. They started that night, I think. They started the Bills loss with 13 guys hurt, and they got worse, not better. And they're losing key players. And at some point, you think that's going to catch up, especially that defensive line without Lee McNeil. I think that's a big deal. So now you're missing your 2 top guys at those positions. Although Za'Darius is, obviously playing well. Listen, DJ Reader when he's healthy, etc. But Packers have the Saints this week. They're probably not going to be able to catch either one of those teams, but they might. Because Detroit can go on a slide. Minnesota, they look pretty good against Chicago. NFC North is just really, really a powerful division right now, and I guess the only good news is you're playing the Saints. You don't know what's going to happen to those injuries. More importantly, over the course of the next month and a half, 2 months, whatever it is till the Super Bowl, It does look like it was a realistic pathway to success. I think the Packers now have 15% odds of going to the Super Bowl, winning the NFC. I don't know if they were that high before this weekend had started because of the injuries in Detroit. So sometimes when that happens, you got to be able to capitalize. It'll be interesting to see what the Packers, how the Packers do these to finish out the season. They certainly, one of the things we talked about last week with those one-on-one matchups of defensive tackle, I thought that did a great job. Really got to be able to get that yard when you need to get that yard in the run game. But God, some of the scheme plays, and really the performance of the offensive line with some of those doubles. I mean, it wasn't a perfect night, obviously, but good God, they looked, some of that was clinic, and it looked really, really good. So fantastic stuff. You can find me, Mike68 on X, Process to Perform on Instagram. Hit me up on the channel, Process to Perform on YouTube. Subscribe to it, rate and review. Thank you to our sponsor, Bet Online. He is doing a hell of a job down there. It doesn't surprise me at all. He's a great special teams coordinator when I was down in Miami. But I got to tell you, different ball of yarn. Haven't watched too much of them. We'll watch it. I know they lost their quarterback. Should be a win. Talk to you soon, boys.